In this segment, we will introduce and show the setup of the Chilicon Power Gateway home security system. The security system supports a number of different sensors, door and window sensors, motion sensors, a siren, repeaters, and we're always bringing more devices into play. But you can find the list of devices on our website, and we'll step through a few of them today in the setup. Going to the menu screen and then clicking on advanced settings, then you can go and set up home security. It will initially ask for no password, but this one has had the user set to it. So there's the default user, and then I've listed myself as a user. Any number of users can be added. So say, for example, you'd like to enable someone else in the home to be a user so that it's possible to see who coded in and out of the home to turn on or off the security system. So simply go and add a user, and we'll put a name here. So S. So for example, we'll add Scott. Scott C, and then done, and then add a code for him, 1122. We'll set him as an administrator so that he can add devices, and then create. So that user has now been created. You can look at the list of users that are available. There's Scott. You can edit, you can change the code, you can change the permissions, you can delete the user, you can add more users. So now, after the users have been set up, come to devices. There are no devices yet paired, but what we'll do is we'll add, for example, a door sensor. So now we'll click on add. Text will come up. You go and collect your door sensor, and then press, as we'll show in another segment, the button on the door sensor, and the door sensor will be added. So now it's a question of typing a name for it. It's a door window sensor, so we'll call it front door. Okay, done. And then attributes can be set. So it triggers an alarm in away mode, triggers an alarm in stay mode. We'll go through what those things mean. You can delay the triggers, and you can record events when things are opening and closing. So we'll stay with the defaults and just hit save. And now we'll add another sensor. So let's add now a siren. Actually, press the button underneath, and it will show a constant blinking. Then the device can be tested after it's been paired. First it needs to be named. And we've added a siren. You can see it detects the type of device. All I've done now is I've plugged the siren device in. We'll exhibit what these devices are. And I press the connect button on it. And any number of sirens can be added. So click inside the box, and we'll call this Siren 1. Done. Siren sounds on alarm. You can test it. On off, so it works. Save it. Okay. And then, for example, if you have a relatively large home or a larger space, it might be interesting to add another device known as a repeater. So let's add a repeater module now. To add a repeater to increase range at a longer distance in the home from the gateway, plug the repeater into the wall, press the button on the side, and it will pair and go solid. Now it's joined to the network, and signals that are farther away from this repeater than the gateway will actually traverse through the gateway and then back, through the repeater and then back to the gateway, and vice versa. Up to 5 of these can be staggered one after the next. you should add them from the closest distance into the gateway out. That way, as you're adding additional devices, the repeaters that you've added closer to the gateway can be used to join the repeaters that are further away from the gateway. The repeater device comes up, asks for a name, so we'll call this Rep 1. Done. Save. Okay, so now let's review what's been connected. There's a front door and window sensor, a siren, a repeater, and in fact, we can add one more device. Let's add one more device while we're at it. This time we'll add a motion sensor. And there you can see the multi-sensor version 5 has been added. So this doesn't just detect motion, but it provides humidity, temperature, vibration, I think ultraviolet, a few other things. We have specs on our website for our partner company Aeon Labs, who provides this device. So we'll call this motion, and we'll label it motion number 1 because any number of motion sensors can be added. And the attributes associated, again, triggers alarm in away mode, triggers alarm in stay mode, so we'll save that as is. And now we can see the list of devices. There are 4 devices connected. Devices can be removed as well or added. So say, for example, you wanted to remove that repeater, then we could go and click on delete and go back then over to the device, click on its button, and the device has been removed from the list. So it's as simple as that. If you want to change the properties later of a device, say for example the door and window sensor, and you'd like it to trigger only in away mode but not in stay mode, then that can be turned off after the event. So you can always go back and edit things if you decide you want activation of the alarms to be in different sequences. Okay, so then we're done with this setup. You can view the status, for example. Front door open, front door closed, front door open, front door closed. The motion sensor is showing idle and the siren is off currently. So we'll go back from there and exit this menu. And in the next segment, we'll show activation and control of the alarm.